Yeah, for Capstan, let's quickly run through what the rehearsal will kind of look like, and I'm just going to get you started because you guys should be able to follow along. But when you log in, I think you might get something like this. Hopefully, and then you click on our deal. Most of you have probably figured this out. This probably doesn't look like yours. Instead, yours should look more like coming up here, I presume. Yeah, welcome to Andrew's dashboard. If you don't get to the dashboard, you can come over here on the left and click on that. Most of you that have signed up already have completed the introductory lesson quiz. Thank you. For those of you that haven't, do that. It's relatively quick and painless. It just kind of walks you through a few things. Okay. A few of you have completed the rehearsal tutorial, and even a fewer less, or even fewer, how's that, have actually gone ahead and completed the situation analysis, and those are required this week. I want you to get all those done this week, because next week we'll start making decisions. I'm going to get you divided up into teams here soon, and next week we'll start to make our practice round decisions so we can get this thing done by the end of the semester. Okay. This one really doesn't need a lot of explaining, and so please do it, but I'm not going to explain it. The rehearsal tutorial, let's click on that. And again, I'm just going to kind of get you started, but read this. It does say, during the tutorial, you're making decisions for round one, work through all 6 tactics, take the quiz, make sure you process round one. Okay, look at the results in the Capstone Courier, okay, and study that a little bit. That Capstone Courier is going to become our weekly thing that we look at, to determine how we're doing. Okay, optionally replay, and I'm wondering, and maybe some of you guys can help me out, but I'm wondering if you optionally have to replay this in order for me to get the scores for finishing the rehearsal. You probably do. Okay, and so go back and optionally make sure that you advance through rounds 4. Okay, I want you to do that. So that's your assignment, is to make sure you advance, go back and do the optional replay and advance through rounds 2, 3, and 4. And I believe that's when my report says that you finished. So you take the quiz and then go back and make sure you advance through that. So how you do that, open the rehearsal tutorial. Hopefully we'll open the rehearsal tutorial, and it gives us a little deal up here. Okay, and I think I was kind of messing around with it so I could start where I left off, so you can kind of start and stop this thing a little bit, right? Or I can come back up here just to the start. And the tutorial, at least in this case, I think is written. There might be a verbal one as well, but it didn't come up that way for me. So you just start that and just read along. Okay, and it tells you when to click next and whatnot. Nothing terribly complicated. I would say make sure, note down here, and I've got a fairly wide screen though, that not everything's fitting. Okay, so I actually have to make sure that I slide over or I won't see everything. There was an example of that. I'm clicking through these. You guys can read these on your own. Okay, I think one of the first ones that comes up here, and it's gonna talk about the perceptual map. But if I don't slide this over, I won't actually see the perceptual map. Here it is. Welcome to the R&D department. It's going to show me how to reposition. So we reposition our products by changing the coordinates of the performance and size. The MTBF doesn't change it on the perceptual map, but it makes changes that are important. Okay. Now if I slide, I need to slide this over, and then it's kind of hidden here. I'm going to get rid of this, but there's my perceptual map that it's going to talk about. When I reposition, it'll reposition it here on the perceptual map. And we need to know, and we should know, that as the game goes on, the customer demand is moving this way. Okay, so that's these darker circles, and that represents the customer demand. It's going to move from top left to bottom right. We need to move our products in. Generally speaking, okay, we need to move our products in a similar fashion. So Observe the perceptual map chart located in the top right. Perceptual map shows how we track evolving. So there you go. Kind of talks about that. Okay. So make sure you get through that. Make sure you go back and play those rehearsal rounds, okay, optional rehearsal rounds. I think that's ultimately when I get a score for everyone. So that'll do it for the rehearsal rounds. I'll send out another one a little bit later on the situation analysis, and then also probably on setting up teams.